For the last couple of days, volunteers have been taking part in the 2019 Southern Nevada Homeless Census, which literally counts the homeless that are living here in the Las Vegas Valley.
8 News Now anchor Christiane Klein has details about what the census means for Southern Nevada.
Well, this is the 11th time Clark County has conducted a person-by-person count of the homeless here in Clark County. And while we don't know the results of this year's census just yet, there were interesting findings last year that could help us get an idea of what we might see in 2019. Now, last year's census found 6,083 people living in shelters or on the streets over 2 nights in January last year. But it's estimated that more than 17,000 people experience homelessness here in Southern Nevada at different times throughout the year. The census is part of a larger nationwide effort to count the homeless in all jurisdictions, and it's a requirement by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and a qualifying requirement for grants. Last year's count brought in more than $13 million in grants to local programs that help the homeless.
It helps us to identify the number of people who are experiencing homelessness in our community, and it helps us for planning so that we can develop programs to meet the needs of those folks that are experiencing homelessness.
And some interesting data from last year's census. The majority of homeless identified as white Caucasian men between the age of 51 and 60. In fact, 68.6% of those surveyed identified as male, 30.4% female, and 0.8% transgender. In that group, 57.3% identified as white, 32.7% as black or African American, 10.1% as Hispanic or Latino, and 2.3% Pacific Islander. And something else to keep an eye out for on this year's census. Youth homelessness decreased 0.7% from 2017 to 2018. 2% of homeless surveyed were between the ages of 18 and 21, and more than 30% of homeless were in that age range of 51 to 60. Back to you guys.
Hey, Christiane.